Hello everyone, we are live. Let's just do all the sound checks. Just going to give technology a chance to catch up as we go live here tonight in Spiritual Events Directory. Hello Sharon Lee, how are you? Nice to have you here. Shakti, nice to have you here too. Say hello everyone. Linda Avery, hello. Getting a few people on board, just going to have a look here. Hi Deborah, Victoria, Kerry Anderson, Giuseppe, how are you all? As you come on, can you let me know where you are watching from? Susan, hello, gorgeous girl. If you can let me know where you're watching from, so where you live, what state or wherever. And also, if you can tell me if you're watching me from which platform, whether you are on Spiritual Events Directory or whether you're on my page, Pathway to Peace, or perhaps you are in a group that I have called Dare, Ignite, Awaken, which I haven't used for a while. Just let me know which platform you're coming in from, because I'm actually using StreamYard. Okay, so Linda is in Devonport, thank you. So I'm actually using tonight a platform called StreamYard because I can live stream to 3 different destinations, which works really well for me doing this work. So tonight's the first night that I'm using it and putting it to its test, so to speak. So hopefully there's a few people who are going to be able to hook in. So just let me know where you are. Would be wonderful. So Giuseppe, you're on my page. Fantastic. That's great. Beautiful. So that gives me an indication. Kerry's on Spiritual Events Directory, because I know quite a few people on here are used to seeing me here on a Tuesday night. But I really wanted to get the word out. Pathway to Peace. Yay. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, my lovely. And I think, Sharon, you asked me how my day was. I think somebody did. Yeah, not too bad. Thank you. I had a bit of a funny day today. Actually, we'll get into that in conversation. So I'm just letting the technology do itself. I know I'm sort of doing a little bit of a chat here. I just want to let it roll. Marion, where are you watching me from, my darling? Deborah's on Pathway to Peace. Woohoo! For Pathway to Peace. Yay. And Spiritual Events Directory. Yay. We are doing well. We're doing good. So that tells me that you're seeing me and you have clicked the link to give StreamYard permission so that your comments come up here. So that's really good. Really good. Hi, Natalie, Katie. Getting a few people on here now. So hopefully we have achieved, which is wonderful. So what I will ask you to do early in the piece now is share. If you can share, I've put information up there in my blurb as to the link for my page for Pathway to Peace. If you can share that link with your friends and family and people who you feel in different groups and things may be interested in coming in, please do. It's what we call an exchange of energy, where we share with each other. So if you could do that, that would be wonderful. For anyone, if this is your first time watching me, go into that link and like, follow, and share my page would be fantastic as well. So I think that's all. The technology and everything seems to be working well. So that's really cool. Okay, so we might move forward with why we're here together tonight. I think that could be a great idea. Thank you, Linda. Dee is on the South Coast. Whereabouts on the South Coast are you, Dee? Because I'm only about 45 minutes or so away from like Wollongong and getting down the South Coast there. So, yeah. All Alrighty, so how is everybody? Pop in, let me know how you are. Are you feeling well? Are you feeling great? Are you feeling high vibration? Are you feeling a little bit like, something's going on, but I'm not too sure what it is? I'm bouncing around a little bit in the world today, feeling a bit not necessarily unsettled, but maybe just in a place of today, I just feel as though I'm just cruising through the day. Oh, Bateman's Bay, beautiful. I love Bateman's Bay. My grandchildren's grandmother, obviously I'm their grandmother, but their other grandma lives at Malua Bay down there. So I hope you survived through all the fires, Dee, and that you're now moving forward in more happiness and wellness. And Dee has just written a word, limbo, which just thank you so much. So pop on there how you're feeling. Where are you at the moment in energy? Hi, Bevy from Newcastle. We have Bay of Plenty here. Sharon Lee, Bay of Plenty over in New Zealand. I love Bay of Plenty. My God, it is so tropical, so beautiful. It is a wonderful place. You're so lucky to live there, my lovely. Sharon Lee feels like she is getting the flu. She's got some body aches and that, but no flu. Kerry Anderson took the afternoon off from work. Dee arrived after the fires, so that's good. Natalie Turner, hello, Natalie is tired. Sue Sullivan in Rockhampton says her energy is low. This is really good. Keep it coming. I love the interaction. Victoria's feeling anxious. Not too sure where the readings will be going tonight, Victoria. Haven't got to those yet. Maria. Aaron, now you're feeling a sense of relief. I'd like to know what that relief is, please, Aaron, because it's very interesting in amongst how everybody is feeling today at the moment. So tell me a little bit more. Linda's feeling frightened. I'd like to know a bit more about that as well. Still a bit anxious though, but it's easing. Aaron, what's the anxiousness? What is that about? Shakti is having highs and lows. So there's a real mixture of what's going on with all our beautiful souls in here tonight, isn't there? A real mixture. Now, as I say, one of the beautiful people on here, hey, Naomi. Hey, gorgeous. Dee, she's been in bed nearly all day. And Bevy is tired, unfocused, but positive. I actually fully understand every single comment that's on there. I'm actually really connecting with how everybody's feeling because I think I'm in the same boat with you all. So strangely enough, I have to say, it always empowers me and makes me feel stronger and nurtured when I have these discussions with people. And that's why I'm inviting you in to tell me how you're feeling and let everyone else see how you're feeling. Because sometimes we feel like we're in these, spots in these little dingy boats alone, and we're not. So this is why I think this subject has come up tonight, because we need to come together as a collective. We need to come together as a community, because we often do. Yes, we often feel alone, and this is what we are trying to alleviate. Now I'm seeing some comments over on Pathway to Peace, so that's good. But anyone on Pathway to Peace, please make sure that you have given StreamYard permission so your comments come up over here. So, Deborah, you're watching from Pathway to Peace. Can you just pick up the link that tells people to go to StreamYard and just pop it in the comments there for me, if you would, Deborah? Just to let people know, hey, press that, because otherwise they won't get a chance for me to see their comments. So I think that the energy has changed yet again in many, many ways. And I'm just here to share with you that these energies are going to be constantly changing now for quite a while. And this is, rowing in circles, as Sue. Because, these changes have been coming for so long, and it's way before COVID, long time before COVID. There was something energetically. There's been things out of balance. The world has been out of balance. Change needed to come. We came to a point where we have exhausted all our avenues of how we live and we act and react, is how I express that to you tonight. Now, what does that mean? It means that we are forever evolving, as a lot of you would already know. But this evolving is the huge shift, a huge change. We have to go along with these changes. And sometimes these changes become too much. But sometimes they also take us to, hi, Raphael. Sometimes they take us to a place where we need to be, and that place is a place of, yes, we might feel anxious, or we might feel tired, we feel a bit worn out. We only get a couple of things done in a day, and we've had a whole plan, but we only do a couple of things. But we sort of find, and I was doing this earlier on as I was making a cup of tea and things, and I thought to myself, I've only done a couple of things really out of what my grand plan for today was. But the couple of things I did were the things that I just needed to do. They were the things where my heart was, where my passion was, where I needed to be. So I sort of figure, well, you know what, that other place of quietness, that's okay, Deborah. That place of quietness is obviously perhaps, there you go, I've just popped it up there. So if people want to let people know that they need to be pressing this so that they can have my comment, their comments come up here. Sorry. So if you were feeling in a place of eventually you you felt like you were tired, worn out, contentment, lethargic, something going on. Now, someone on here, and forgive me, I can't quite remember which beautiful soul it was, mentioned it, that they felt a bit unwell today. They felt fluey, but not actually having the flu. I have to say I'm feeling that today as well. Now, I know that I do have a couple of things that go on with my, in my immune system, but last night and today I felt like I was getting sick. And today I actually had to lay down for an hour or so and have a bit of a schnoz and stuff. And it was, eventually I just realized, you know what, it's just all part of it today. This is where I needed to be, and this is what I have to be doing. I just have to go with the flow. Don't push for the big questions. Don't push for the big answers. Just let it flow through you, because sometimes in all this evolving, all this change that's been coming for a very long time, next year, in a couple of months or so, we're going to gradually move into another space. But I feel that that space is going to be a great space for many of us if we are willing to go forward into that. And lost your appetite. Well, that's one thing I did not lose today, Shakti, was my appetite. We're going to move into a much more comfortable space within our own soul. Okay, so we're going into our inner core, in our own beings, now into our soul. So I feel within myself that that's where we're heading to, and I really hope that people are going to open their heart and open their minds, and their mind being the heart, to, hello Heather, to start to travel that different direction. Try not to be dwelling on where we've been. And I know things have flared up again, for example, here in South Australia, and people have gone back into that panic mode and so forth. And, it's okay for us to say, don't go there, don't panic. What are you doing? What's happening? And all this sort of stuff. And, don't rush to the shops. There's plenty of food for everyone. And hello, Angel. And there certainly is. But some people find it very hard to come away from this. So if all of us as a community and as a collective can come together and know that it's okay to be in these different spaces, but if you recognize it, that you will get through to the other side. The waters will part. They won't be as rough. You'll sail through, And I really believe that that's where we're heading in. But it's just going to take a little bit longer for people to understand this. And as I say, I believe this tiredness that a lot of us have expressed here tonight in the comments that we're feeling, and a lot of, I can only say, I call it, I don't know which end's up. Sometimes I'm getting more of that over the last couple of weeks again. I've gone through what I believe to be a shift in my connections. Hello, Nicole, Linda. I believe that it's all part of it. It's all part of it. It's part of the growth. It's part of the evolving me as a being, as a soul, and my physical body will follow that, but I need to be nurturing my physical body as well. So what I do is now I've decided that I will honor these days, moments, times where I feel if I need to go and have a sleep for an hour, I'm going to have that sleep. So Nicole, go have a sleep. Go have that hour lay down. If it turns out to be 2 hours, so be it. Because whatever you've got on the drawing board, whatever's in your diary to get done, whatever you need to do, if it's a load of washing or whatever, you know what? If there's no one else there doing it and you've got to do it, it will be there when you wake up. It will be there when you've rested. Yeah, you might have added, half a dozen pieces of clothing to the load by the time you get to it. But what is another half a dozen pieces of clothing if you are now feeling more content and rested when you get to it because you honored what you needed to do? So this is all about also working with the air element. So a lot of you may or may not know I am a soul coach practitioner, and I run 2 different programs for working with the soul, and you work with the elements air, water, earth, and fire within that program, and you work with each element for a week. And the air element in particular is about decluttering yourself, your surroundings and so forth, and life and getting rid of what you don't need anymore, whether it be material or mentally, emotionally, and so forth. So that's just the basis of it. But this is where a lot of us are at the moment. We're working in the air element, and you're all actually doing along the lines of the programs, if you were doing them with me, that you would follow. You are decluttering, you are de-cleansing yourself, you are de-cleansing, you're working with the air element because our head's all up here, we're tired, we're fatigued, we're confused, and on the list goes. So I have spoken to so many people, like clients and people who I have many conversations with and so forth, and absolutely it does, and we need to honor that D. And a lot of us are in this space. So I encourage you all to try to understand that if this is what you're feeling, just go with, Donna, I'm not really sure what you're talking about with bullshit, but if you're not enjoying the space, I would encourage you to leave. Because I don't really know why you're writing the word bullshit. So if it's bullshit to you, that's perfectly fine. But I don't know what you're meaning by the word bullshit with many exclamation marks. So if you want to expand on what you mean by bullshit, I invite you to. But if the conversation and the insights are hitting a core with you, perhaps we need to be looking at why it's hitting that core. But if in general, if this just isn't the space for you, and I say this to everybody, if you want to be in here with me or with any other person who comes in here and gives their time to share insights and wisdom and hopefully brings something to the table that helps people to get to wellness, even if it's just one word that helps. And that word bullshit actually helps me, Donna, absolutely helps me, because it explains a lot of things on an energetic level. But it's a bit sad that you have to write that. I'm feeling a bit disappointed, actually. So for everybody and anybody who comes into my space, and again, this is a good topic, moving on. We're not moving on to another subject. Actually, we're still rolling from what I've been talking about, because this is where people's feelings are, emotions are, and headspaces are. So if you need to express yourself, please do. And I encourage everyone to be expressing themselves in these changes and in how we're feeling and what's happening for us. But I also encourage you to speak it with respect. You know, I come into this space with respect for me. I have a lot of respect for myself, and I can't begin to tell you on a scale how much respect I have for the wisdom that Spirit instills in me and the learnings that I have had and I'm still having and I still will have through my learnings, my people who help me and so forth, but Spirit themselves who guide us, who look after us, who love us, who nurture us as much as we will allow them to. But if you come into my space in here, and as I've done tonight, I've invited everybody to speak their truth. And this is what I am as a soul coach practitioner. I invite you to learn to speak your truth. But I also invite you to come in and speak your truth with respect. Okay, so if I got in here and started calling everybody what they were saying, this is all bullshit, this is crap, you don't know what you're talking about, you know, your headspace is, you know, whatted and all the rest of it, could you imagine what would go on in here? It wouldn't be very pleasant space. So here again, we are in a space of energy where people are in different spaces within their soul, within their heart. So if you're in one of those spaces where you're feeling, you are feeling stress and something is hitting your core, something's hitting the nail on the head, again, like we've done here tonight, please express it. But do it with kindness, because I've been through a lot of experiences in my life. So I'm just allowing the conversation now to just flow, because it all does connect. And I hope that you're all understanding this. And if you're not, just let it go over your head, and somewhere along the line it will gel. You'll understand it. You'll know it. You'll feel it. And you'll be it. You'll live it. You know, if you give the respect, you'll receive respect. This is something that we teach. As you know, I'm a parent. I'm a grandmother. You know, if I don't know respect by now, I can't expect respect from anyone. Okay? So please express yourself with the same respect to others, if you wouldn't mind. Well, actually, no, I'll take that back. If you wouldn't mind, I expect respect from others, because I know you expect it from me. But I don't give it as an expectation. I give it as a natural love, as a natural, it just will come naturally. But I'll tell you what, I will be very honest too in the forum, in the chat here, and Spirit's guiding me to say this, that if you bullshit me enough, you know, I will have to express that as well. If you come at me from an angle which is not an angle that I appreciate, I will respectfully but sternly let you know. So I encourage everybody here to, if you are being spoken to, or if you are being treated by somebody where this is happening, especially now as we're all feeling anxious and we're all feeling tired, and so many people have got so many things going on. But as I say, we're going to get through this. It's going to change. It's going to get bigger and better. But you have to allow that bigger and better to come. You have to open your heart, open the doors, and you have to let it in. Okay? Let the angst out and let that greatness come in. But if you want that greatness, don't be with those who want to take that greatness away from you. And this is something that in these platforms, I won't allow that to happen to me in here. So again, if you come in here, you come in here as a collective, as a community, because you want to hear what others have got to say. You want to be nurtured. You want to be held with love and respect, and you want to learn. And that's what it's all about. That's all about. You know, it's Susan's learning from the course that she's doing with me. Susan and her sister, Robin, are doing the Soul Gathering Circle with me for 8 weeks, and we'll be meeting tonight for our 4th week, I think it is. And man, we have some huge conversations and connections. So enough said on that, because I'll move into just doing a couple of readings shortly. But, the conversation has flowed. I was having a chat in a group today that I have become part of, and I'm so thankful to have been invited into it. And it's a forum where we come together, and we're putting a forum together where we want to put it out there, the nourishment and support to people, just natural support. And I found in there today that we're all in air as well. We're doing this treading thing, and we're all feeling a bit of that, everything that I have talked about tonight. So there's so much that I could say. I don't ever come into these platforms with a plan of what I'm going to talk about, because I can't do it. It's just not me. I can follow the programs and put things together for courses and so forth. But when I come in here, I just like spirit to lead. I just like it to happen. And like it did tonight, even as I pressed the button yet again, I had no idea what was going to be said, what was going to be expressed, but I knew there was something. So here we are. I just knew there was something. And that something has, I think, really expressed itself on behalf of spirit well, and through, my teachings and my learnings and what I offer to you all. So if anybody has got anything else to say about what I've talked about tonight and how you're feeling, or perhaps how you might be feeling now after this discussion. And I wish that I had you all in here on a Zoom meeting with this discussion, because this is where you really grow. I did do a Zoom session a couple of weeks or so ago, and what it was just an open forum, no cost to anybody except your time, where you come in and I give you the Zoom link, and you come in, and then I bring you in, and we meet and greet each other, so to speak, but there's no agenda. We come in to support each other. Whatever is going on for you in that time, this is what we bring into that gathering, into that circle, into that time together. If you need to express yourself about something that's going on and how you're feeling, we just create the conversation in amongst us, and we nurture each other. And it's surprising what gets shared with each other. And in that hour, it can be so huge. So I will be doing that again. So probably next week I'll be doing that. So look out for the post. But if there's anybody on here who, thank you, Victoria, bless you too, my darling. Delia, yep, no worries. So if anybody wants to join that forum, it will probably be Wednesday night next week. And I can't tell you what that date is off the top of my head. It's a forum, D. It does not get posted anywhere. It does not get posted anywhere. So to explain to you, so what happens is, if you'd like to be part of the forum, which will be Wednesday evening next week, 7:30 p.m. Sydney time, go to my page, Pathway to Peace, and send me 25th. Thank you, my love. Send me a private message and say, hi, Trish, saw you tonight, and I am interested in coming into the forum on Zoom. The support, we'll call it supports, beg my pardon, we will call it support space, just for the sake of the conversation tonight, and I'll know that you've seen me tonight. So send me a DM and let me know. You'll need to give me your email, and I will send you the link for you to join that forum. And in that forum, as I say, we will just be, I will be Aaron. Yes, I will I will put it up as a, with a picture and the information and so forth for sure, but it probably won't be till tomorrow. So the best way for you to get in, well, first of all, we'll have the forum, and I just want to answer the question which Dee asked me about privacy. The conversations are private. It's like if you come into circle with me, whether it be doing it on Zoom, or you come into, if we were doing it face-to-face in a room, in a place, in a group. Everything that happens and everything that is said in the forum is private and confidential. And I'll put a little blurb up about that privacy and confidentiality, and I'll get you to tick it off. All the conversation and support that we have, everything that is discussed, that forum does not get saved in my computer system at all. It does not get uploaded to Facebook on any platform, and it will not go onto my YouTube channel, which, yay, I just set up myself. I'm so bloody proud of myself because I had no idea, and there it was, and I've set it up. So it's all private. Once the conversation is had, that video will be gone. So it won't go anywhere. It won't be saved anywhere. It won't be put out into the public because that's not what it's about. It's so not what it's about. Even if you come into circle like my gorgeous Susan and her sister is, we do it via Zoom. But once that circle is done on that night, it's gone because it's between myself and my beautiful souls who come into circle with me, or whatever workshop it is. They don't go onto a public platform, and I don't save them because that's not what it's about. These videos and things and platforms and shows that I do, yes, they are. So because I love people to, well, this is a public platform, Dee. Everything we're talking about here is public platform. So in answer to your question, no, this is no privacy and confidentiality here because I can't see you. You can only express your thoughts in the comments, but you're certainly seeing me and everything that I speak about. Now, this video can be replayed. People can come back and watch me, as many of the others in the platform are the other people who come into the platforms. So anyone can look at this space and what we chat about. But the conversations and the comments that you put in, I certainly don't go and express them to anybody else. For me, I will see where everybody's at and I see how they're feeling, and that's how we communicate and we connect with what's going on and what we talk about and how we learn and we nurture. So I don't share your comments, but everybody in here in the forum can see your comments. So hopefully that explains it to you. So that'll be 7:30 p.m. Sydney time, New South Wales on Wednesday evening, the 25th. So what I was going to say was, sorry, I needed to answer that question. What I was going to say to you is, if you want to be there, tonight is your opportunity to send me that private message because I'm keeping it to a limit of 10, 15 people, 20 at the max, because I want to keep it intimate in each session. So if you want to have a spot in that session, I do encourage you to contact me and say, yes, Trish, I want to register myself for a spot, and you will be having that spot, and then you will get the link from me. So we'll just call it support, whatever it was I called it. My mind's going in different directions now. So come on into that forum and have that freedom and just hear other people and just support each other and let's build the energy, let's build the respect and build the love. All right. So also, I just want to go back one more time. I don't want to talk about it anymore, but if you come on here and yet you don't have kindness in your heart, please don't come here at all. Find someone else's platform to go to, because I'm really not interested in having anybody here who feels that way and who's just going to put up in simplicity words that aren't so nice and express themselves in that way. There's just no need for it. So please don't bother joining me for my shows if that's who you are. Alrighty, so let's go down here. So yes, Aaron, I will be posting a link on Pathway to Peace, but it won't be tonight because after this I'll have time for a little break and then I'll be teaching Circle for an hour and a half or so. So it will be tomorrow at some stage. Alrighty. Now, my voice is so relaxing. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that because you know what? Sometimes I get in here and I just talk and I talk and I talk and I think, wow, people must be tired of hearing my voice by now. I often wonder about that, but, that's just because you're listening to your own voice, I guess, is how that feels. So let's go over here. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure everyone's traveling. As I say, because this is the first time I've live streamed from StreamYard to 3 platforms, I just want to keep my eye on and just make sure that things are happening. So, yep, there's somebody in there, and they're over here. Beautiful. All righty, so let's move it on. As I say, I think I've done enough chatting tonight. So I'm just going to have a look here. So what I'm going to do is, if you're still here, I'm just going to grab some names and I'm going to pop them up on the screen so that you can see your name. I'm just going to do a couple of readings because, as I say, today I haven't felt 100% and my voice does feel a bit strained and husky. So I'm just going to I'm just going to pull some cards for the collective rather than individuals, because normally I do individuals. Aaron's still there. Yep. Let me know if you're still there or you've got anything else to say. Beautiful. I'm going to pull cards for the collective, and I'm going to give you the messages as a collective tonight rather than individuals. If anybody really wants to connect with me to have a reading, please do. I invite you to go to my website, and you can go into my website and you can go into the readings and you make the booking and the payment. Then when that comes through, I come back to you and we make a time for that reading. The readings go for 60 minutes. You can do soul journeys. You know, we can unblock the blocks. We can do all sorts of things in the session. So if you would like to have a reading one-on-one, please, you can go to my website, and also my programs and so forth are in there as well. Kerry's still here. Nicole's still here. Beautiful. Linda, beautiful. Tricia is amazing. Her course is empowering, nurturing, and very professional. She has so much passion to help people. Oh, Susan, thank you. Oh, wow. I don't know what to say. Oh, it's made me a bit teary, but good teary. Because you know what? Sometimes we need to be appreciated. Sometimes we do in this work. You can probably see me, you know, my eyes have welled up a bit with that. So, you know, you've hit a heart space that it's love. It's love. So please, you know, share the bloody love. Stop hanging on to it. Give it. Because when you give it, others receive it too. If you give it to yourself, you're giving it to others. You really, really are. How much are my readings? It's on the website. I think they're 145. I think they are for 60 minutes. But you know what? Generally, you'll get an extra 15 minutes sometimes on top of it. So it just depends. Sometimes the readings are really, you know, they're full of action, but they are definitely for 60 minutes. Take the wonderful comments, hun, you are beautiful. Thank you, Linda, so much. Getting lots of hearts, lots of loves, and I love you all too. Aloha, Marielle, where are you watching us from, my love? I love this space. I love being here. I love people. I love nurturing people. I love loving people. And yeah, pop in, Linda, and do a booking, sweetheart. Do a booking. Yeah, it might be that, Linda, but you know what? Sometimes it's not all about the dollar. It's not all about the dollar. I mean, next year, yes, they will increase a bit, but even still, you know, it's not about the dollar. It's about me being with you and me, you know, sharing insights from, you know, with spirit and experiences and so forth. Hello, Michelle. Hawaii. Oh, cool. I have a friend whose daughter lives in Hawaii, and her name is Rachel. And she is a She works for one of the big motels over there. She's, what do you call that word? Like, she's a manager of some kind. She's lived over there for many years. And excuse me, before I do the cards, I'm just going to have a little sip of my green tea, if that's okay with everybody, so I can keep this voice going. So, yeah, wow, people from everywhere. This is so cool. So please pop over and join my community if you would. I love seeing when I finish and I go over and see all these people who have joined me. I absolutely love it. And this is another reason why I'm here, because I love you all. I think you're all great. And I really look forward to seeing you in that Zoom forum next week, you know, meeting you rather than you just being a name and just being words on a screen. You know, you get to see us, you get to see me, and, you know, in the other shows, the other people that come in. But, you know, when I see people's faces, it's so empowering, you know, to really get in and be with you and encourage your inner being, your inner core to grow, to come up and really, you know, connect in a bigger way. It's wonderful for all of us. So just excuse me. I will cover my microphone so that you don't hear me having a sip. Because there's nothing worse than hearing someone eating and drinking into a microphone. And this microphone that I wear is a proper one. So it's quite good. It's quite good. So I'm going to draw some cards now for the collective, as I say. If I can get them off the table, I will. Now, these cards are Osho's cards. And these cards are very good. Now, in the work that I do, I am a mind-to-mind connection, the way I work. So I take my vibrations up, spirit brings theirs down, and we meet. And this is where we meet and we connect, and all the insights and the information comes through. I've never been big on using cards, even up to about 2-3 years ago when I was doing all the psychic fairs, including mind, body, and spirit in Sydney and so forth and so on. And, you know, the big fairs, smaller fairs. A lot of the time I'd get cards out, but most of the time it was the mind-to-mind connection. But these cards are really good for people who really want to get in. They really need answers. They really need to get into their blocks. We really need them to bring up that information, because some people connect when they see a tool, because some people don't understand how sitting with someone just like this, it can all happen. Others need to see something, okay? I suppose it's a bit like a bricklayer. You can't see a wall built when you're designing sometimes until you see it actually happen. The tools come out, the bricks come out, and it's still, you know, and it starts to happen. And then that vision starts to come to you and you can see the project. Well, it's a bit like what these do for people. So I'm going to use these tonight, and I'm going to draw 3 cards, and we'll see what those cards have to say. So remember, this is for the collective and or community, whichever way you want to look at it, in here this evening. So card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. All righty. So card number 1, creativity. Look at this beautiful card, my Lord. Look at that, creativity. How gorgeous is that? I hope you can all see that. I'll put it there because it's reflecting a bit. Sorry, it's in my face. I'll try and just try not to get the reflection there. So there's a lot of color in here. There's a lot of swirling. We're sitting. We have the beautiful flowers surrounding our head. Now, and we're holding our hand up to the moon, and it looks like we have a green ball in our hand almost. Now, I want you, if you can, to look at this person. I'll bring it in close, even if it does cover my face. You've seen my face enough. If you have a look, it is all, it doesn't look like a woman. It doesn't look like it's just a man, but it has the male, female, so feminine, masculine look in the face if you have a look, and around the shoulders. Yet we see the boobies there, okay? So it is representing the masculine and the feminine within all of us. And I think why this card has come out tonight is because we do have a couple of men who have joined us tonight. I know there is Aaron, and at one stage there was Raphael, I don't know if he's still here, and there could be a couple of others as well. I'm not too sure, but I just remember those names. So sometimes the cards come out so it collectively picks up the energy of both sexes who have joined us, which is really cool. Now the colors are swirling. Look at them. Now, if you think back to everything that I spoke about tonight, about the energy, what we're feeling, where we're at, what we're going through, you know, tad of unwellness. We don't really have a flu, but we feel fluey. We're just in a place of contentment. We're just floating. We're in the air. It's all going along. If you have a look at here, everything's just swirling. And what this card is telling us, and if you have a look at the top, it's almost like a rainbow as well. You can see the moon hiding there behind the green. We have the light coming through, and even the pretty hair adornment, it's not actually flowers or a headpiece, it's actually stars. So it's all happening in here. It's beautiful. So what this is telling us, that in amongst all of this, and remember everything that we talked about tonight in the chat, right, is that we actually have it all. And it's actually being healed and it's actually being nurtured at the moment for all the change that's coming, going forward with you, for all of us. But remember, this is also for you as an individual as you watch. So all of this is connection. And if you have a look there, there's a beautiful flower, and it's actually a tulip. Looks like a tulip. And that tulip is partway bloomed. It's letting in the light. It's letting in the goodness. It's letting in the wisdom, the insights. That light is coming. It's keeping you warm. And see how it's putting the brightness around your head. Okay, so it's coming in around your head, that lightness. So it's opening up any, you know, of the fog that you may be feeling. And with the third eye, opening up the third eye so that a lot of everything that you're thinking about, talking about, feeling, you'll be able to get those visions clearer. You know the old saying, I saw my life go straight past me. You know, this is in the third eye, Ajna, where we see. So just allow all this beauty. You've got every color under the sun there, as the saying goes. Now, all these colors are colors representative of our chakra centers, our vortexes of energy, of the many layers of our aura. If you have a look at your aura, you have all the same colors in the aura. Okay, and as each aura goes out, they mean something differently. So it's all happening. So allow this beauty, allow this creativity to happen. I implore you to go and find pen and paper and start to write about what this creativity within you is, because I also feel that for some of you, you are not too sure what that creativity is, okay? Because you are traveling with a lot of it in your head, and hence why there's a lot of that light there, because you're in the fog, you're not seeing that light. So this light is coming in to take that fog away. So I really implore you to get pen and paper and start writing your story. Now, when I do the soul programs and so forth, it's all about telling your truth, telling your story, your soul story. So this is what this card is encouraging you to do. If anyone's interested in those programs, have a look at my website or send me a DM and we'll make a time and talk about the programs. But, you know, it's all about working with the soul. And remember, we talked tonight about the air element, where we're all in the air element at the moment. Beyond Illusion is the second card. Okay. So see again the beautiful, it's almost like the beautiful diamonds in the third eye. We have the yellow. If you have a look at the yellow and the orange there, representation of the sacral and the solar plexus. So sacral is tribal, solar plexus is the gut knowing and connecting up in with the vision, okay? But the solar and the sacral is about getting grounded, okay? Alrighty, so we have air and water and we have earth and fire. So we want to get to that earth and fire space, but The knowing needs to be cleared, the gut knowing, the solar plexus needs to be cleared, and the sacral needs to be grounded. You need to be connecting with your tribe, and that tribe is you. In this instance, we're talking about you as an individual soul, but also the souls who are around you, friends, family, colleagues, and so on. So you need to be looking at that tribe that you're connecting with as well, because it's also a time for moving on some of the tribe that are no longer nurturing you, no longer loving you, or perhaps they're not bringing to the table what it is that your soul loves to have at your table. So envisage yourself sitting at a table having a meal and sharing a wine or a cup of tea, whatever, with these people. And when they come and they sit at that table, you know, have a look and think about how many times there's happiness and joy and peace and glory and fun in that uniting together. And if this has been going for a long time where it's not, it's time to view it. So this is because sacral chakra is tribal, where we connect, okay? It's our sexuality. It's also our sex drive. It's our connection to family and to our, which is our tribe, and also to the tribe that we invite in. So far it's really connecting well. And up in that third eye, remember this one here, connecting back over to here. Aaron, you're very, 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 very welcome. Send me a message, Aaron. Join in the fun, my love, and hope to see you again soon. And I just have one more card to go before we finish. Clinging to the past. See? The box on the head. Look at all the action. So if you remember when we were back here with card 1, giving it all up, letting it all happen, nurturing it and loving it and growing it, because this has been happening, okay? And that's how some of us are feeling. Don't worry too much about this. Don't get into the panic side of this card. This card's not about panicking you. It's really just confirming tonight that everything we've talked about and everything that people have expressed about how they're feeling is, yeah, all up in the head. Remember, I talked about the air element. Okay, so it's time to get out of the air and get down to ground. Bring it to fruition, really acknowledge it, talk about it, speak about it, express it, and then find out how you can change it. Find out how you can change it, okay? That's what this is all about. So these 3 cards have worked in really well for the collective or community, going along with what we talked about tonight. And I say we because you all did participate in the conversation, which is really cool. Now, I'm just stretching over here, excuse me, to grab another set of cards. You're very welcome, Victoria, to just seal the deal, as I say. Airheads. So I'm just going to use these. These are like, I suppose you could call them an affirmation card. Well, they are affirmation cards. That was a dumb statement, wasn't it? And I just want to draw one of these. Thank you, Kerry. I should be right. Thank you, my lovely. So I'll just draw this affirmation card, which will be the last card before we say goodnight. And the card is nourishment. Very apt card. Your mind, body, and soul require constant nourishment. Look after each of them in ways that you intuitively feel drawn to. Keep your focus grateful, simple, and joyful. Look no further than good food, fresh air, nature, meditation, laughter, connection, and soulful living to nurture you all over. That is what was drawn, nourishment. And this is what we're doing. If you're just traveling and following it and allowing the download of the energy, the newness and the healing, doing the work like the cards have told you, the nourishment is given. I will, Dee, thank you. Okay. So that's the cards, excuse me, for tonight. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Very much appreciated it. You've got no idea how wonderful you people make me feel and how much you actually share with me, even though it's only in the comments. Okay? You really do. And I really mean that from my heart space. I really do. So I will be in here again next week, Spiritual Events Directory. Yes, I will be. Same time, and I will be streaming to the other platforms at the same time. So you're going to find me put up that I'm happening. As I say, if you see that you've got to press the StreamYard link to get your comments seen, make sure you press that, just the same as you did this week. I look forward to hearing from you all, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Please empower yourself, and those around you will be empowered by you empowering yourself, honouring yourself, respecting yourself, and like the card said, nourishing yourself. So again, thank you so much. I'll see you all in here again next week. And I'm not going to say bye for now. I'm just going to say I wish you abundance, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, and much love from my heart to yours. Good night, everybody.